So for our first technical session is on industry perspectives on Jaggery processing and value addition. We have with us the session chair, Professor Dr. Vishal Sardesh Pandey sir, entrepreneur and associate professor, CTARA, IIT Bombay.
Good morning to all, and so I'll be talking to you about Jaggery processing and value addition. My brief background has been already shared. Okay. So let me take you through, what is really happening in the Jaggery processing. If you look at the total Jaggery processing, there will be different stakeholders involved in the Jaggery processing, right from farmer level to a trader level, where it goes from farmer is one stakeholder who produces sugarcane. Then there are stakeholders who are involved in cutting and then transportation. Then there will be Jaggery processing plant where there will be unloading, processing, transport to the market and the trader. So if we see only processing, but in reality there are around 3 times more people are involved as compared to processing. So if we see one Jaggery plant, there will be around 30 people involved in the whole value chain, a small Jaggery plant. That's the kind of number we are talking. So if we look at, what is the Jaggery making? To worldwide, the definition of Jaggery is it's a condensed form of sugarcane juice, okay? And that condensed form of sugarcane juice, which is evaporated or the water is removed in the open pan system. Now, why in open pan system? Because in open pan system, you can remove dissolved and undissolved impurities. Now, that's the definition of Jaggery. If somebody is making Jaggery in a closed process, that is not called as a Jaggery, that is something else, probably sugar. Okay. So this is Jaggery, and it has a lot of nutritional value because there is no or a very limited use of cleansing agents in the Jaggery processing, and it mainly involves extraction, evaporation of water, then controlled cooling for crystallization, and then the molding process where you make a solid lumps in the process. Okay, and it is a traditional farm level value addition activity which farmers are doing from last say more than 2000 3000 years. So if we look at what is happening today in the Jaggery sector in India, this is a very interesting paper which talks about the typical Indian consumption for per capita consumption is of the order of 3.7. Okay? And if we consider this consumption as a base, then typically we will have a 10 TCD plant. TCD is tons of crushing per day, will be of the order of 25 to 30,000 all over India. And if we look at the breakup of the total sugarcane produced, which is roughly around of the order of 320, 350 million tons, out of which roughly 15% goes for Jaggery making. And if we look at, this whole consumption vis-a-vis to sugar, the sugar consumption per capita is of the order of 17 to 18, and which has increased from 1970 to 2010 or 2015. Now there is a reduction in the Jaggery consumption and increase in sugar consumption. Yes.
Sir, can you please speak a little bit louder?
Okay, you can't hear me?
Yeah, now it's fine, sir.
Okay, I will do that. Okay, no problem. Okay. So if we see, so this is the trend. Now, basically, if we look at Jaggery processing, it gets classified into 3 sections. One is classification based on so it is basically direct. Now, if we processing methods, we will find that there are, in dyeing there will be one or more than one pans. In steam firing there will be open pan or closed pan, and in thermal oil heating there will be generally open pan. There's something here, glitch is here. But if we see, these open pans are typically in the range of 5 to 15 TCD. Okay. Beyond that, it's very difficult to manage single pan. So if somebody says I have open pan direct fired unit, which is of 50 or 30 ton capacity, definitely they will have a two set of pans. That's the thing. But steam heating and thermal oil heating has a higher scale up value, okay, or higher value of production. And why that? Because there is a use of certain technologies from sugar industry, like for example evaporators, which is a closed thing, and where you can increase the surface area and you can increase the processing time. But technically, it's very difficult to call this as a Jaggery, because by definition, Jaggery is the open pan processing. Okay. Now, if we look at the labors here in the steam and thermal oil heating, you need boiler operators or heater operators, and these are specialized industrial labors. So, where for farming level, it's very difficult to afford this kind of labors because these are certified boiler operators. And if we look at characteristics of processing, so here in the direct firing, you need a skilled people, like a fire expert and a process expert. In Marathi, in our local language, it is called as Jalga. Jalga means, Jal means aag, or, and Jalga, Jal, Taknara. So somebody who puts the fire is called as Jalga. And somebody who manages the process, Gul is in Marathi Gul, and the process expert is called Gulwell, who manages the process. In Hindi, it is called as Karagir or process expert. But here, in steam heating and thermal oil heating, you don't need a fire expert, but you need a process expert. Okay, and there are ease to control heat, and these are large scale manufacturing. Now, my focus primarily is on the traditional process of Jaggery making. I'm not talking to you about steam or thermal oil based heating because they are very different scale operations. Now, if we see the Jaggery sector ground realities in traditional processing, it is, first of all, Jaggery making is a very good option for farmers to earn money. But if you further find that there are a lot of challenges to sell sugar cane to the sugar factories, because you can see this is one of the report from Times of India, which is Jan 2019. There is arrears of 12,000 crores which are pending from sugar industries to the farmer. Now you can understand the challenge for the farmer to get money from sugar industry. I'm not saying all the sugar plants are like that, but by and large, this is the trend in all the states. Okay, so Jaggery making is one of the interesting options for the farmer. But what happens with the traditional process? So what happens? So first thing is inefficient technologies and unhygienic operations. Now that's the first characteristics of traditional plant. You can see here the way in which the whole process is managed. People are standing in the plant, hardly any hygiene is maintained in the process. Other thing is the labor tends to operate, which is a so a lot of drudgery in terms of transferring juice from one pan to other pan. Then there will be drudgery involved in terms of removing muck, then stirring the whole process and all. Then the other use of harmful chemicals and color and hardness. Okay. So here, what people are doing is they cannot control the heat. So there will be some kind of a caramelization which is happening in this process. And in order to maintain the color of Jaggery, they use a lot of bleaching agents. And these bleaching agents literally bleach the processed syrup, and you get a whitish color. And then they add the color in the Jaggery, which is used for jalebi traditionally, okay, orange color. And that's how they have processing.
Excuse me, sir.
Level, when they have, yes.
Sorry for the interruption, sir. Actually, the voice is little bit breaking.
Is it breaking?
Yes, sir.
1 minute. Now it's okay?
Yes, sir. Please continue.
Okay. So this color is added, and at both the level, the cleansing level and at the color level, there is an addition of chemical. The other important thing which we have realized by working with the Jaggery processing sector is lot of dependence on process expert. Now this process expert has some empirical knowledge based on which he operates the plant. But the dependence on the process expert is creates some kind of uneasiness in the Jaggery plant owner, because any business who is dependent on skilled labor has challenges. And obviously, the all these things lead to lot of inconsistent quality. So this is, I was just talking to you about, this is how the trend has changed because of the traditional processing, which is unhygienic and all. So, so if you see, Jaggery is emerging as a healthy and nutritional sweetener for end user. India consumes, this I already shared with you, but it is restricted mainly to the festive consumption. And one of the things what we have experienced while studying the end user is availability of chemical-free and hygienically processed Jaggery. And Jaggery is not available in a convenient form to use. Okay. Considering these two important aspects in mind, I started working on a process which we have developed, Jaggery processing, which we call it as a resource efficient Jaggery processing, where I started my work in way back in 2008-9. We have patented this process. This process, what it does basically, we have improved the traditional processing plant substantially with the automation, instrumentation, and control, so that you can reduce your dependency on skilled labor and you can produce good quality Jaggery without adding chemicals. So I will take you through this. So we have commercialized, we have done a lot of R&D in 2016 to 18, and we have sold such 3-4 plants in Maharashtra. Okay, and this is our plant which is near Kolhapur. I will show you one 2-minute video, and then I will take you further with this. So now, so these are some of the key transitions from the traditional process. We have brought some kind of a discipline in the industry. Instead of, as you have seen in the video, the Jaggery processing is now a measured and scientific process, not a gut-free operation, which is typically happens with the process expert. Then there is an independence from the process expert. In our process, anybody can make Jaggery. In fact, in our new plant, the women are making Jaggery. The whole plant is operated by women. The labor productivity has improved because of ergonomics. Very compact design. The whole plant gets fitted into 1,000 square feet. And there are certain things where there is a pride in ownership, because you are using technology and producing something which is chemical-free, very good quality product. So we are finding that there is a new generation is excited about using technology and produce a traditional product. This is what we have experienced. Now, if we look at the typical plant layout, it looks something like this, where there is a processing section, there is a crushing section, and there is something where we use dryer, which is an integral part of the plant, where the waste heat from the chimney is used for drying the powder which are produced in the farm. So we focused on powder, which is a very convenient form to use. Now this is a typical controller. You can see there are some 25 plus parameters which we monitor and control, and there is instructions which come in the local language for operator what to do. The instructions typically goes from what actions one has to take, and these actions are kind of inputs to the operator, and that way any operator can operate the plant. This is a typical schedule of the operation. We need not more than 6 to 8 people to operate the whole plant, and this is how the schedule is typically laid out for the plant, where how people should work, what are the timings and all, it is shown over here. Now, let me take you to the value addition process. If we look at any Jaggery processing or any Jaggery business, there are 4 important pillars. The pillars are raw material, manpower, technology, and sales and marketing. And the people who are talking to us, we find typically raw material is not the concern. The manpower and technology we have simplified. So one of the things which comes is basically one of the things is a sales and marketing challenge. Okay? So this sales and marketing challenge is concern for a lot of people. And I would like to illustrate you on some of these aspects, how we are looking at this. We have conducted a secondary research 2 years back. And in that research, what we found that typically, the price of Jaggery per kg, Jaggery powder, this is, we have listed the numbers and we found that it is typically ranging, a good quality Jaggery powder is from 150 to 400 rupees. This is the data from online and offline data. Now, this is a very good price. Now, if we could give this quality product to the people, I don't think there is any constraint for farmers to fetch such price. And then what we did, this plant is something which we can demonstrate to people. So we are inviting different type of people to the plant and let them experience how the Jaggery is made hygienically and chemical free, how the technology is integrated with the Jaggery. And you can see one of the dietitian who has written about the plant visit. She visited our plant. Now here, I think farmers, they should become not only producers, but they should also become the people who are getting into Jaggery business. They should able to share and care about people, and that's how they have to do the good marketing of their product. Okay. Now, if we see the value creation opportunities in the Jaggery, the typical value creations are basically when you are giving a hygienic Jaggery, that itself is a value creation, hygienic and chemical-free Jaggery. Then there are a variety of things which are possible. There is a value-added product, which is a flavored Jaggery, chocolates, which we will be trying in one of our plant, all these things. Recently, we did Aula candy in our Jaggery, and we found it a very, very tasty product because what happens is whatever syrup we are taking out, we are blending that Aula into that syrup, and there is no other further processing required in terms of reheating and all. So this kind of integrations, and this candy is dried in our dryers. So we are finding that naturally there is a possibility of value creation here. Then the other forms of value creation is the Jaggery powder chunks. We did some survey in the market, and what we found that instead of regular shaped chunks, people like irregular shaped chunks because they felt that depending on my mood, I can eat a smaller piece or a bigger piece. And if you make very regular chunks, people see that this is machine product. When you make handmade product, which is irregular shapes, they can see that this is a naturally made. And then there are obviously other Jaggery syrups and innovations in packaging. Okay. So this is my last slide. And you will find typically there are two strategies work in the market. The strategy one is price is reality and cost is strategy. Okay. The price is reality is happens typically in a competitive market where you cannot determine the price. For example, if you start making some soap, okay, and that soap is of the color of say pink color soap. Now pink color soap will be always compared with Lifebuoy or some other pink color soap, and you will not get a price more than that. You have to just keep that in that price bracket. So here the strategy is basically you have to reduce the cost and increase the profit. That's the strategy you have to work on. And if you make a Jaggery traditionally and put it in the market, you have to always look at reducing the cost and increasing profit. The other strategy is cost is reality. Whatever cost is occurred to me, it is a reality, but I will create the price strategically. And I have given an example here, the handmade soap. So one of the things here, you will find that the cost is reality and price is strategy, where I have given an example of a handmade soap. Now, if you make a handmade soap with virgin coconut oil and that you are using desi cow's milk for making that oil, the price, there is no limit. These soaps are sold at 200, 250, 300 rupees. So here, the customer has a limited choice. In the earlier case, customer has variety of options. So it is very important that whatever produce you make, if you get into the niche market at early stage, you will get an advantage and you will create a value for the customer. And your profit will go up with the price. And that's very important in the Jaggery sector because today's customer is not shying away from paying. Remember this. They are not shying away from paying. What is important is how you give them a good quality product. And it is not only mentioning my product is good on the labels, but it is very important that what are the different pointers you give it to your customer that I have a good quality product, right from sourcing to the delivery. You have to keep on telling them different mechanisms that I am taking care of certain things. For example, I am using technology, I am doing ethical practices. People can visit my plant. You can put videos of your plant. Now there are social media, a lot of platforms are available. And there also, if you make people visit your plant and write reviews, then obviously there will be a kind of a environment which is created that people start thinking good about you. You will find in the market many products, something is sold at 5 rupees also and 50 rupees also. So same way we need to create in our Jaggery sector, and for that you need to use technology, you need to use tools and techniques to make sure your customer is satisfied and customer is ready to pay more. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir. May I now invite Dr. Dilip Kumar, sir, Principal Scientist, ICAR, Indian Institute of Sugarcane Research, Lucknow. Sir has joined ICAR in the year 1999 and presently working in ICAR, Indian Institute of Sugar Research, Lucknow since 2004.
So I am here to give the lecture on advances in jaggery processing and value addition. And we have a very good jaggery unit at our institute, and it is functional since 2000, and we have a good team. So our director along with me, Dr. A.K. Singh, Mithilesh Tiwari, Ranjan, have YP1, and we have an RA as a business manager. So we work on all aspects, right from R&D, production, and marketing also. So as we all know, India is basically the home for production of sugarcane, and gur is our very ancient traditional product. And the literature also shows that in 657 AD, Chinese sent a mission to Magadha to learn the art of sugarcane processing from India. This was the first recorded technological commission. So jaggery is commonly known as gur. It is panela in Mexico, and it is African countries also it is jaggery. And North India it is famous at gur, and bellam as in South India. So it is a natural sweetener, and we have a host of benefits written in the Ayurveda literature. It advocates that when the gur, it pacifies all cough, bath, pitta, all the things when you combine with certain things. Like when you combine with herb, it eliminates pitta. With salt, dried ginger, it eliminates vata. So gur is very beneficial to all of us, we know. And this is the status of sugarcane. I will not go into much detail. We have 5 agroclimatic zones, and we have to see the subtropical and tropical region produce sugarcane. This is the production of sugarcane in major states. So in subtropical area, UP tops, and in tropical state, Maharashtra is that. And in productivity, Tamil Nadu tops in the tropical state, and now UP is in top in the subtropical states. So this is the utilization percentage of sugarcane in India, and the basics, the gur and khansari industry, it is fluctuating between 7 to 10%. These are the benefits, and this is what the composition of jaggery per 100 gram, and we can see it contains very good amount of calcium, iron, phosphorus, and other minerals, besides giving energy. So in ancient times, it is the jaggery was used to provide energy to laborers, and also during winter season, it was given to animals also, to lactating mothers, everybody. to provide energy, and it also provides immunity against certain diseases. So now we have presently the farmers or the entrepreneurs which are manufacturing jaggery, they are not aware of this jaggery specifications. So now we have BIS standards, which is the jaggery of which grade. We have two grades, grade 1 and grade 2. And based on characteristics of the content like sucrose, reducing sugar, moisture, sulfated ash, sulfur dioxide, we can grade it grade 1 and grade 2 jaggery. So our manufacturers are manufacturing jaggery, but they are not knowing in which grade our jaggery is coming. So this BIS has done, we have done along with them. So the sucrose content for grade 1, it should minimum 80%. Reducing sugar should be maximum 10%. Moisture 5%. And the sulfur dioxide content. So what is the importance? It is the oldest rural waste cottage industry. The consumption pattern from 12 to 13, 3.7. Now we have 7.1 kg. So we can see the consumption of jaggery is increasing. And it is only due to the people are getting more and more health conscious, and everybody now knows the health benefits of jaggery. So now slowly the benefits of jaggery is driving this commodity is from sweetener sector to wellness. So when it is fully going wellness sector, its demand will increase, and also we have to look also about the quality aspect, about the hygiene aspect, because production will be of much importance. So right when we want to have a quality jaggery, we have to start from soil. The medium black soil, well drained, it is very good for cultivating sugarcane meant for jaggery. So these are some of the qualities which the soil should have. It should have good water holding capacity, high organic carbon content. pH should be between 6.5 to 7.5. Soluble salt should be less than 0.5%, high phosphate content. So this will enhance the quality of jaggery during production. And the variety is also very important, and any variety which has a softness and low fiber content, medium in stalk diameter, light colored, easily clarifiable juice, low mineral content, high sucrose percentage with low inward sugars is suitable for making quality jaggery. Fertilizer also is very important now, because it improves the physical, chemical and biological properties of soil, and it enhances high production, improve the juice quality. And this is very important. We have to reduce that 20% reduce 20% dose of nitrogenous fertilizer, because more the nitrogen, less is the quality, jaggery quality. And it has a very now reduced shelf life there. So we have to reduce the dose of nitrogen, and we have to increase the dose of phosphatic and potassium. So this whole scheduling has been worked out how to give the fertilizers for getting quality jaggery. So these are the ill effects of higher nitrogen, and these are the advantage of phosphatic fertilizers and potassium. So once our crop is ready, so the harvesting for jaggery, it should be done when the bricks is up to or more than 20%. Then if we prepare the jaggery from that juice, jaggery will be of good quality. The sugarcane should be cut very close to ground, because sucrose content is more in the lower region, and we have to remove the 2-3 immature internodes on the top side, because the reducing sugar are more on the top. The cane should be detrashed, and the soil adhering to the cane should be removed. Using of bricks meter, whether it is handheld or digital, we can easily make out what is the bricks content in our sugar juice. So we also recommend the farmers which are procuring sugarcane for jaggery production, they should first see the bricks in the lot, then only they purchase the sugar. So then we have jaggery manufacturing process. So the process, conventional or traditional process is, and the process is same. We have to crush the sugarcane, then the juice, we have to clarify the juice, then concentrate the juice and make it. Only we have worked upon the R&D to how to extract more juice, how to get to have more heat efficiency from boiling, how to filter the juice to increase the quality of jaggery and byproduct utilization. So this is our jaggery processing. From 100 kg sugarcane, we get around 12 to 13 kg of jaggery. So this is our pre-pan model plant developed in our institute. And we have made provisions for tapping the flue gases. We have a grate to increase the combustion efficiency. Then we have the thick bottom pan for uniform heating, and overall heat utilization efficiency of our system is 30%, and there is 15 to 20% saving of gas. So this is the whole process, cooling, molding and packaging. Now there are, apart from this open pan, now there are boiler based evaporation furnaces there. So we have a boiler there, we have turbine for steam production, and then vapors are used for concentration, and then we have conduction, condenser and cooling. Again, it has some advantage because then we can control the parameters. The milling is fully automatic. We can control the steam parameters, we can control the water parameters, we can control the process temperature also. We can monitor this. So these are the some advantages for having a boiler based system. Then again we have a system from SADL Mohali, and they are using power from grid or solar panel, and the bagasse is used for pulp paper, ethanol or bio-CNG, and pellets for biogas. And again the process is same. So here they don't have a boiler or turbine, and they don't have condenser or cooling tower. They have just a low pressure vapor, it will compress to high pressure vapor, and concentration is done by that. So the advantage is, because right apart from water saving, it is hygienic, or everything is automated. You can have our PLC based or DSC based systems, and yield is higher. They are claiming the yield 15 to 18%. So this, if we start from very previous time, these were the crushers which were used for making jaggery. And now we have come to the power operated crushers, and which are the juice recovery of 70%, and we can have, if we start using series of crushers, two series or 3 series, then we can have efficiency more than 70%. But for getting a very good quality jaggery, we recommend that your juice extraction should be between maximum, it should be 70%. Otherwise, there are very fine particles going in the juice, and which affect the quality of jaggery in the lid. So the next segment is then filter. And apart from cloth filters, wire filters, then now we have vibro filters, rotatory filters, we have micro filters, and then we have membrane filters. They are filtering the juice, and the more impurities are strained out, good will be the jaggery quality. So the next stage is clarification. Clarification is done to minimize the acid inversion. eliminate inorganic salts, eliminate colloidal substances to improve the color and luster, and remove the coloring substance. So the basic first thing we have to do is to measure the pH of sugarcane juice. If the pH is low, because traditionally the pH is in between 5 to 6. If it is below 6, we have to increase the pH. We have to do liming. Or we have to add certain things to increase the pH, then only clarification will be good. Otherwise, if more time is spent on clarification, then it will going to deteriorate the quality of jaggery. Clarificants, we are using phytoclarificants and the various plants like Devla, Falsa, Semel, Fly, Castor, all are used for clarification, the parts used, and among this, Devla was found best for giving clarification in a very less time, and also the quality of jaggery was very good. These are the chemicals also which are used, and presently we are discouraging this using chemicals and we are only concentrating on bioclarificants. So this is the scum which appear during clarification. This is being removed manually, but now we have flotation clarifier also, which can now it can be used automatic also. So this is automatic scum removal devices which are being used by some industries, and by using automatic devices we can enhance the capacity of the unit and also labor requirement is low. So this has been used in the industry. This is the pictures of a plant in the Nasik. They are using skimmer mechanism for getting the scum removed, and then they have scrappers. These are the advantage. The human effort can be reduced, production time can be reduced, scum can be removed at a faster rate, efficient than manuals, skilled workers are not required, and it operates between multiple pans. We can put it in the different pans and it can be operated. So the next stage is concerned. Here the juice is for solid jaggery. The juice is boiled till it reaches the striking point temperature 115 to 180 degrees. Churning is also done to uniform 80 as the better quality. And this boiling point we have also sensors. It can be used to detect and then it will give an alarm. It is the jaggery is now ready to be poured into the cooling pan. These are the agitators which are used for uniformly mixing the products. So that's one very good, a typical example of open pan furnace is when you heat the furnace, the temperature of the furnace increases, the temperature of juice also increases, but at moment it crosses 100 degree. The juice temperature when crosses 100 degree, you have to stop feeding the furnace. So the furnace temperature decreases, but the juice temperature continues to increase. So here now it is not concentration, it is cooking of juice is taking place. That's you get the jaggery flavor. So this is very important. How to select the feeding rate of bagasse into open pan furnace. Now these are evaporators also coming for high capacity plants. We are using evaporators for concentrating the juice. Now they are vacuum pan concentrators. And this is a view of a plant put up by KS Projects at Erode, Tamil Nadu, a 50 TCD plant to produce jaggery cake power by using this steam-based boiling system. So this is the technology of SCDM. So they have all combined everything into a one vessel, a low temperature evaporation technology. Here the juice is going in and the final product is coming out from single vessel. And this is their plant at Morinus Bioorganics plant. It is operational. This is the final product. So after the jaggery is being made and cooled, then it comes to molded into different shape and sizes. In IISR, we have a molding frame for producing the jaggery into 1-inch cube, and which has a weight of 20 gram. A very interesting story behind this is the jail people approached us. We have to provide 20 gram jaggery to every prisoner. So how to take that? Because when cutting the jaggery coming in 20 kg slots, they have to break it, they have to weigh it and give it. So that's started this molding frame, initiated this production of molding frames, and now it is very popular. And according to ICMR recommendation also, a 20 gram jaggery is necessary for intake to prevent from the ill effects of air pollution and also your immunity, to increase the immunity system. So now molding is also automatic. There are automatic molders are there, injection filling is there, every mold is being filled, and you can get we can enhance your capacity. And this plant is being put in us. So a very problem of our jaggery units was bagasse. So presently bagasse is being sun dried. It takes a lot of time and it is weather dependent. If there is rains, then you have to stop your production for at least 6 to 7 days. So now bagasse dryer have come and they are used your heat from chimney and they dry the bagasse and a continuous system is being made. So the bagasse from your crusher will go to this bagasse dryer. It is a tunnel type dryer, and then it through a conveyor and a feeding chute, it will be going to the inlet of your furnace. Again, a powder line can also be attached with the common jaggery units for making jaggery powder, which is in very great demand. So this is a system developed by Krusha Agrotech Pune. There we can have all the facility to make the present open pan system into an automatic mode open pan system, thereby increasing the quality and decreasing the labor requirements. And we can have control on every parameters: temperature, time, juice quality, rate of heating, and rate of evaporation by putting sensor and PLC system. So now once our things are molded, then how value addition helps. In UP, if you are selling jaggery blocks, this is the traditional blocks which are being made here, it is 30 rupees a kg. If you decrease the blocks from 1 to 2 kg, it is 30. Our jaggery cube, it is selling 100 rupees a kg. The candy, which is a 2 gram, it is selling 1000 rupees a kg. And if you add something like plain jaggery, it is getting 60 rupees a kg in market. The spicy jaggery, 100 rupees a kg. Fortified with many things, then it is 150 kg. Dry fruit jaggery, 200 to 300 kg. And recently I have seen in Pragati Maidan a person from Ayodhya. He is selling Jaggery 50,000 rupees a kg. He has fortified with Swarn Bhas, Chandra Bhas, and all the costly bhasmas. And as for Ayurvedic, taken some advice from Ayurveda chart. And it has limited also the quantity and time, how to take it, how much to take. And it was selling. So now cost is no problem, only the quality and the demand from the customer should be made. It should be hygienically produced. People are ready to pay any cost because the health benefits now everybody. So in our institute also we have optimized, because how much to mix, we have optimized the mixing of this ginger, turmeric, caraway, black pepper, sesame seeds and nigella seeds. And this is the process and protocol, how you mix. The whole process is same, but during cooling, when the temperature comes up 80 degrees centigrade, we have to mix the spices and herbs. Then it is blended and molded in shapes. So these are all jaggeries which are coming here, produced, and now entrepreneurs are selling this. So these are the different shapes which are being produced in Punjab. Now we are also using the silicon molds because our steel molds are somewhat costlier. So now we are using silicon molds for getting different shapes. This is Amla Jaggery, fortified Jaggery with vitamin C, natural vitamin C. Now we have good atta biscuits, we have good soft, we have good coated chana, we have toffees from Jaggery of different real flavors. This is a steam-based open pan system for making Jaggery at Talwada, Punjab. So this farmer is growing organic sugarcane and he's using our traditional methods, and now he is selling Jaggery. Minimum cost of his plain Jaggery is 200 rupees kg, and value added and fortified Jaggery he is selling 400 rupees kg. And his annually in his annual profit is incoming in one season is 12 to 15 lakhs profit. So these are some of the products which our technology is going to Gurdaspur, Punjab. This is at Ghaziabad. These are at Meerut, Bhopal, Lucknow. So a liquid Jaggery will be covered by another speaker. I will be just giving something of granular Jaggery because it is in great demand and because it has a very good shelf life. It can be made available throughout the year. So what we have, our Ankapalli Center, they have researched for very much time and now they have come out with certain specification that shelf life can be enhanced to 3 years by keeping in polythene bags of 300 to 400 micron thickness. And if we raise the pH of juice up to 6 to 6.2 and a striking point temperature of 120 degree, the yield of granular Jaggery is very high. And then we have to sieve it, and the 3 mm size crystals, they are very better for quality good Jaggery. They have a very good shape. This is the whole process for making a granular Jaggery. Just like for the striking point temperature for solid Jaggery is 115 to 118, and for this granular Jaggery, the temperature is 120 to 140. So once the Jaggery comes out into cooling pan, it has to be scrubbed for making them to break into party grains. So Presently it is manual, but now machines are there. Ankapalli has developed manual machine, and also they have mechanized machines also for making jaggery. So once also where there was a demand from entrepreneur to make jaggery cubes just like sugar cubes. So we have completed all the parameters required for making a sugar cubes. It has to be prepared from jaggery powder, and we have made this a manual machine for making these jaggery cubes, and it is a 5-gram cube. And presently now we will going to mechanize it. So these are some of our partners which are helping us. Together we are doing R&D and bringing out more and more things which are very good for entrepreneurs and farmers. And there's a Patel Manufacturing Company, Rajkot. This caters our whole crusher, and it established the IISR model jaggery plant all over India. AS Projects, boiler-based system, used to erect it. Krishna Agrotech, it is open pan automatic systems. Buddha Koti supplies the packaging machines. Our ODOP UP, Unnati Talwara, and PAU Ludhiana, we all help each other in R&D. This is our visibility. These are some of the publications. Thank you.
Now we'll be moving ahead with the next technical talk, processing of liquid jaggery. May I now invite Dr. Ravindra Nayak, sir, Principal Scientist, ICAR, CIAE.
Hello, I am Ravindra Nayak, and good afternoon to everyone. Then the topic assigned to me is to talk about liquid jaggery and its processing. My earlier speaker, Dr. Dilip, has covered a lot of things that is common for jaggery and also for liquid jaggery. And then afterwards, so with this, I'll be talking quickly about the different equipments and different institutions that have worked on the liquid jaggery processing. So what I'm Ravindra Nayak, as I told you, and then I am from the Central Institute of Agriculture Engineering. If somebody is interested to know more about the institute, I request you to kindly go to our website, and then you will get a detail about our institute. So what I would like to acknowledge the slide shared by this Kolhapur Center, and also from Sugarcane Breeding Center, and also the other people who have been working in this particular area of this liquid jaggery, this processing. Dr. Dilip also had shared a couple of slides from his AICRP work, so that I can take forward the talk for some time. Okay, so what if you see here, this has already been talked by a lot of speakers earlier. So if you see, in general, the jaggery is divided into the three output, that is the solid jaggery, liquid jaggery, and also the powder jaggery. And these earlier speakers have talked in detail about the solid and powder jaggery. So what I am left with a bit of liquid jaggery to cover, and then after I took a liberty to cover some of the slides of the powder jaggery also, as these both technologies are really catching up. And then if you see the statistics, I will not go into the detail of it. There is a healthy sign that the sugar industry is growing, and along with it, there is a growth of the value-added products of jaggery, and in these all the forms. So with this background, okay, there was a comparison between the three forms of jaggery, that is the solid, liquid, and then the granular jaggery. And if you see in liquid jaggery, so we can see it as name suggests, it has a relatively higher content of water, but the advantage of this is it has a lot of nutraceutical properties, and due to it, this particular jaggery in liquid form is gaining a lot of importance. And then this, as told by our guest of honor in the morning, ICR Sugarcane Breeding Institute has been doing a tremendous work in terms of the liquid jaggery processing. And then I request all the audience here to visit the ABI of Sugarcane Breeding Institute in their website, and then afterwards you can get a lot of information about this product. I also taken some of them to show you all. Okay. So if we see in general, this earlier speaker had told about the jaggery processing, and then I'm sure some of you who are here may not know the intensity of the labor involved in making the jaggery, because it is really a very this tedious process. So you can see in the video that is running here how tedious the process is. It starts from the juice extraction, the settling, then after the boiling, cooling, and this all the product. It needs mechanization, and then there is a need of effective mechanization in all the steps. Then this, as told by our earlier speaker, we have been doing a lot of work in mechanization and also in terms of automation, but still we need to do extra work so that it takes care of all the stakeholders. So what this is just I just wanted to show that how this is being made, so you can see how much of pain and effort it goes to the whole process of jaggery making. And then after, ultimately in the process of this liquid jaggery or granular jaggery, we need to take care of the temperature, we need to take care of the bricks, we need to take care of the pH. All these are really tedious, because even a slight change in this process parameter, it will affect the overall quality of the liquid jaggery or granular jaggery, and then ultimately it has an direct impact on the quality and the price. So if you see in granular jaggery, a lot of institutions have worked on it, as Anakapalli Center has worked, and then after we even our EICRP on jaggery and related crop have done a lot of work on this granular jaggery. And then we can see the trick is that we need to get the jaggery in granular form and then the size should be about 2 to 3 mm. And then after, again it is a challenging operation, and then after we need to have a control on this all the process parameters, and then we need to work further on the equipment automation so that we get an effective end product. If you see the present method of making, you will feel it is very unhygienic, and then after there is a scope to make it hygienic, and then after it can be done only if you go for mechanization. And then after with this small saying that effective equipment is the key in granular jaggery and also in terms of liquid jaggery. And then after, these are the general steps if you want to go for granular jaggery and also the liquid jaggery. The trick is we need to get this clarified juice, and afterwards to get this clarified juice we need to undergo all this unit operation of cutting and then of effective sedimentation, and then after we need to do the treatment for this pH adjustment and also for clarification. So what these are the general flow charts which have been followed in almost all the industries. And if you want to do this granular jaggery, this preparation, as I told you, harvesting, and also and also of late the outside rind has to be removed, and then after to remove the rind, our institute along with the Sugarcane Breeding Institute have developed an equipment which I'll be showing you in the due course of time, and also the effective extraction equipment. You please note that we should select the equipment which is into operation of at least 70% of its capacity. Then only it works out to be efficient. And then afterwards, as told earlier, a, 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 a lot of institution and also industry have done equipment for this crushing and scrapping, so that we get an uniformity in size of the granular thing. So what this is how the different sizes are there, and then after we have got effective packaging equipment, because packaging equipment are needed to get a, a, a good quality output or finish, and this is small clipping which shows that there are small and effective equipments that can undertake the packing of the granular product. Okay, so what knows? So what these are some of the clippings to show the development of the equipment of crusher and scraper by the different institution, and also of late these are commercially available, and then after it can be outsourced and it can be got from the manufacturer. And then the next topic which was given to me, it was regarding the liquid jaggery. And liquid jaggery of late, it is selling like hotcake. And then I suggest the entrepreneurs who are into the jaggery processing to definitely have a try on this liquid jaggery processing. But then the challenge is, how do you sell it? How do you take it to the market? And then afterwards, it is always a challenge for all the products. So if you see here, in the process of liquid jaggery making, we need to see the striking point of about 105 to 106 degrees centigrade, around that, and then after it has to be collected, then cooled, and then afterwards we need to do this bottling. And what so far almost all the people are adding some type of chemicals or preservatives to get a good quality this product, and also shelf life. But as told by our guest speaker in the morning section, Sugarcane Breeding Institute has developed a novel technology so that this chemical free liquid jaggery, it can be tried. And then as it has been always been informed that the liquid jaggery is having a lot of health benefit. I will not go into the individual details of it. I have listed it. So you can see it has a lot of benefit in terms of purification of blood, then after detoxification of liver, and also it is reported to increase the immunity. So there are a lot of advantage of the liquid jaggery, and then I suggest that this can be used as a slogan if you want to really take the product to the end users. Then if you see the general difference, so you can see the general difference between the three type of jaggery. So you can see this is in solid form, this is in liquid form, and also the main difference it is with respect to its content of moisture content, and also in terms of shelf life. I just wanted to inform the house how these three types of jaggery are different. And then afterwards, I think our earlier speaker has covered in detail about the different pre-harvest and post-harvest factors for jaggery making. And then if you see the similar parameters need to be adopted if you are going for liquid jaggery also. So you can see here it is always suggested that bricks should be above 21%, and also the sucrose should be above 19%. And then after all the other parameters have been listed here, and then afterwards it will be really really useful if you are able to get such kind of input material to get the liquid Jaggery processing. Then then after, this is a slide which was given by our PSTS center in Kolhapur, how they have standardized the process of liquid Jaggery making. So you can see here we should have effective crusher, and then after it is always advisable to have an horizontal type of crusher, and if it is 3-roller type, it is always better. Then after, we need to go for this filtration. I'll be telling about the different equipments that can be adopted for filtration and also for crushing. And then afterwards, after removing the sediment, then afterwards we can go for the total process of this liquid Jaggery making, and these processes have been standardized, and there are standard protocols available if any entrepreneur he wants to adopt this particular technology of the Jaggery making. So if you see the center at PHTS in Kolhapur, they have got an whole-fledged setup if you want to go for the liquid Jaggery making in terms of crusher, and also and also it is always required, as I told you, to see this bricks content and pH content. These are very important steps or parameters that are to be taken care. Then always we need to go for SS 304 material, which is really really a requirement if you want to go for this particular liquid Jaggery processes. And then this of late, you can see there are efficient equipment by which we can do the filling of the liquid Jaggery to a specific quantity, and then after it will be adulteration, and there'll be no touch of hand, so that it has a better shelf life. So what all this small mechanization intervention, it need to be taken up if you want to go for the production of liquid Jaggery. And then after, another important ingredient is a process which is called as clarifiants, which has to be added. So then so far a lot of chemical clarifiants it used to be added, and then recently a lot of studies have been taken up in regard to the vegetable-based clarifiants that can be added in Jaggery making, and also in terms of the liquid Jaggery making. This slide was explained in detail by the earlier speaker, and then I will not go into a lot of detail of it. But there is a scope for going for this organic clarificants also, so that we get a better storage, and there are studies that have been reported in this angle. Then, as I told you, we need equipment in terms of this preparation of cane. After harvesting, we can then after there's a process in which outside leaf has to be removed, and then after we have got and a couple of equipment in which we can see that the leaf stripping is done, and these equipments are available in the indigenous equipment also are available of late. So you can see this particular equipment is tractor operated, and then after the outside leaves are being removed. Such kind of intervention, if you take up in the production line, it will help in the better output or better revenue generation. Then after, in some cases, there is a requirement of removing the outside rind also. So you can see the outside rind equipment, and there are equipments which have been developed in our institute, and also some attempt have been made at IISR Lucknow also to develop the equipment so that the outside rind can be removed. Outside rind, or a small content of the outside surface is removed, so that a better input is available in term it to extract the juice. So I can see here, this is a small clipping of the equipment, how it goes into the system, and then afterwards, so you can see the outside skin is being removed. So we can either take in single pass, or sometimes we need to do two pass, so that the outside rind is being removed. And this particular equipment, it has been commercialized, and also it is available in the open market. And then sometimes after the skin removing in, so you can see the whole package of the one you can see here. So what after this, so we can remove the skin outside skin, and then if required, the initial steaming also can be done, so that the microbial load is reduced, and and then the, then the juice which is extracted is of is of an excellent quality. Okay, okay. These are some of the intervention that can be adopted by the uh, by the entrepreneurs to get an excellent quality of the juice. Then this, I also told you about the extraction of juice, and then after, it is really important to have an efficient juice extractor. And then, as I told you, preferably it's better to go for a horizontal type of juice extraction, which has an efficiency of about 70 to 72%. And if you see, a lot of models are available in the in the market. And then afterwards, you can see lot of a lot of models are available. And then after, based upon our requirement, we can select the type of the sugarcane crushers what we are looking for. And then if you see an underlining a guideline is, we should see that at least some 60 to 70% of the capacity is being utilized, and then so that it works in terms of this cost economics. So the next step is also to have an efficient juice filtration system. Even our Kolhapur center has developed an equipment, so that the juice filtration it can be done. Apart from that, there are a couple of equipments which are commercially available in the market. So you can see here, I'll show you, one or two videos, so that you gain the confidence of the equipments that are available. So you can see here, this particular equipment is also one type of the sugarcane filtering unit, and this is on-field filtration unit. So you can see this is vibrating, and then after, from our juice extractor, it goes to the filtering unit, and then afterwards it can go to our pan for this heat treatment. So what all this small intervention is really going to add to your quality, and also it's going to give a lot of input. Our earlier speaker, he told about a lot of this heating chambers, and ISR Lucknow have done a lot of intervention in this particular area. And then even our Ankapalli center has also done. Given our ordinary this particular equipment which is used for this koa making also, it can be adopted if you want to go for a really and hygienic way for the juice extraction or juice concentration. So you can see here, this is a comparison with the traditional method, and also how the small mechanization intervention in terms of the effective equipment for the juice concentration, it can be used. It can be used, and also it can be adopted. So with this, and then after, as told in the morning session, our institute, ICR Sugarcane Breeding Institute, has developed an protocol in which the chemical is not added, and also we are getting an efficient extension of shelf life also. So with this, and and this technology has been transferred by Sugarcane Breeding Institute to a lot of entrepreneurs. And if somebody is interested, you can contact the ITMU or ABI or director of ICR Sugarcane Breeding Institute, so that we can get to know in detail about the technology that has been developed by ICR Sugarcane Breeding Institute. So with this, I would like to tell that we should have a control on the operational parameters, and also the temperature, the process parameters, and then after, if possible, we have to adopt to the latest BIS standard, so that we can get an efficient end product, even if it is in terms of the liquid jaggery process. And surely the automation and sensors are going to play an important role. And with this, I end my talk. I thank all the contributors who have shared their work, and so that I could tell the house regarding the small topic which was given to, a small topic, but an equally important topic in terms of the liquid jaggery processing. So with it, I am through with my presentation, so which I talked for about 25 minutes, which was allotted to me. Thanks a lot.
Thank you so much, sir, for providing such insights on this liquid jaggery product. So we'll be moving ahead with the next technical talk of this technical session. For this, may I now invite Dr. K.V. Keshwaiya, sir, Professor and Project Leader, Jaggery Park Zonal Agriculture Research Station, BC Farm, Mandya.
Good afternoon to everybody. I am heading the Jaggery Park at Mandya under the University of Agricultural Sciences, Bangalore. Actually, this Jaggery Park was established in 2011, which is unique in the entire country, which was first to be established at Mandya. In the early 90s, we had nearly 5,000 Jaggery units in the Mandya region, but now the number has dwindled to less than 500 now because of many reasons. Maybe because of the lack of skilled laborers, then non-availability of finance to them, and many other reasons, and the volatile price in the market. So now we are actually, and one more thing is the Jaggery units, they are using lot of chemicals, and the unhygienic condition under which the Jaggery is prepared in these units, which has made this Jaggery unfit for consumption, I can say. So because of these reasons, the number of units have reduced now. But now, after the installation or the commissioning of the Jaggery Park at Mandya, we are actually focusing on chemical-free quality Jaggery production from our Jaggery Park. So the earlier speakers have already spoken on this, on why Jaggery is required or needed in the present day context compared to sugar. So sugar, if you compare Jaggery, if it is prepared in a proper manner, then only it is better than sugar as a sweetener. Otherwise, Jaggery is worse than sugar, I can say. Because if they are using lot of chemicals, that makes the Jaggery unfit for human consumption. And if it is prepared in a proper way, whether it is chemical-free or organic Jaggery, then that Jaggery is a better sweetener than sugar because of many multifarious benefits that accrue from the chemical-free Jaggery. So it has got all the minerals, then nutrients. In addition to that, it has all the Ayurvedic, in the Ayurvedic preparations, this is used, and it has got a lot of health benefits. So because of these things already, the earlier speakers have already discussed, so I don't want to go into the details of this. But still, the Jaggery, that is, if it is prepared in a proper manner, definitely has multifarious health benefits, I can say. So if you go to the Jaggery production as such, in India, almost 70% of the world production of Jaggery is from India. And out of the Jaggery that is produced in the country, nearly 40% is exported. And remaining 60% is consumed locally. But locally, what we are consuming this chemical Jaggery. So the major Jaggery hubs, I can say, there are 3-4 Jaggery hubs in the country, like Muzaffarnagar in the UP, then Kolhapur, Anakapalli, and Mandya is also one of the important Jaggery hubs in the country that is identified. So if you see the decadal sugar requirement and jaggery requirement, it is on the increase over the decades from 1990 to 2025, and almost the sugar requirement and jaggery requirement is going to have it is matching. And because in the recent years, because of the health issues, in particularly in the urban areas, the people are more health conscious, and they are actually reverting to, or they are changing over to the jaggery as the sweetener instead of using sugar, because of which they are actually using more of jaggery than sugar. So if you see the actual problems, um, in particularly in our area, the jaggery units, we had nearly 5,000 units in the 90s, and now we have around 600 units. And most of the units, they are preparing chemical jaggery, wherein they are using lot of chemicals like hydros, sodium formaldehyde sulfoxylate, sodium bicarbonate, sodium carbonate, superphosphate, that is used as the fertilizer. Then all other chemicals, which are, most of these chemicals are industrial chemicals, and they are not food grade, and they are posing lot of health issues on the human beings. And also from the storability point of view, most of these chemicals, they are sodium chemicals, and they are the jaggery that is prepared with these chemicals, they are hygroscopic, and because of that, it attracts moisture, and the moisture that is actually absorbed by the jaggery will deteriorate the quality of jaggery very fast. So the shelf life is very short when they use when they prepare this chemical jaggery. Though even the furnaces and the boiling pans, the heat utilization efficiency is of these furnaces is very low, nearly 20%, which is too low. And because of this, most of our jaggery farmers, they actually purchase nearly 1 to 1.5 lakh worth fuel, other than the bagasse what they get from the after crushing the sugarcane. For this results in increase in the cost of the jaggery processing. And even the fuel use efficiency in traditional methods is very poor. In some cases, the farmers are using old vehicle tires and tubes as fuel source, which emit toxic gases, which are directly absorbed in the process of jaggery making, and ultimately affect the quality of jaggery. So this has got also the environment issue also, because all these are the pollutants which most of the jaggery units are using, and also the quality of jaggery is also affected because of the use of these plastic and other rubber materials. So supply of quality sugarcane to jaggery units is a prerequisite for quality jaggery preparation, because not all the cane that is produced in our region, it can be used for chemical free jaggery preparation, because some varieties are suitable for chemical free jaggery preparation, and some are not, because some varieties can be used for sugar extraction, and some varieties can be used for jaggery preparation, because we require some special sugarcane qualities like high sucrose content, lower reducing sugar, lower ash content, and these are the characteristics which actually makes a particular sugarcane variety suitable for chemical-free jaggery preparation. But of course, any sugarcane can be used for sugar extraction in the sugar mills, but not all varieties are suitable for chemical-free jaggery preparation. That is another issue. So in the sugarcane crop husbandry also, in our area, the farmers use a lot of these chemical fertilizers and imbalanced use of chemical fertilizers, which results in poor quality sugarcane. So of course, for chemical-free jaggery preparation, we need specialized sugarcane, in the sense if they use excess of these chemical fertilizers, particularly nitrogenous fertilizers, that will come in the way of quality of the chemical-free jaggery. Because when you use more nitrogenous fertilizers and also late application of nitrogen, this results in higher nitrogen and phosphorus NP ratio, particularly during the sugar accumulation stage, which actually affects the quality of the sugarcane juice, which is used for chemical-free jaggery preparation. So most of the times, what happens is when you use this sugarcane, which is in which the farmers have used higher nitrogenous fertilizers and also late application of nitrogen, the jaggery will not solidify. And also we have other jaggery quality issues when they use more of these chemical fertilizers. So excess application of fertilizers particularly nitrogenous fertilizers, is a serious problem when you select sugarcane for chemical-free jaggery preparation. So accumulation of non-sugars is another the quality issue. Normally, when they go in for higher nitrogenous fertilizer application and late application of nitrogen, and thereby the sugar content in the juice will be reduced. Thereby, the quality of the jaggery, chemical-free jaggery, will be affected when you draw the sugarcane from these fields. So on many occasions, sugarcane drawn from such fields, the solidification, as I said, and crystallization of jaggery is very difficult, and jaggery preparation is very tedious in those situations. So use of suitable varieties identified for jaggery preparation is very crucial. That is why I was discussing about the quality of sugarcane juice. So you have to be specific on when you draw sugarcane for chemical-free jaggery preparation. So that is why I told not all the varieties drawn for sugar extraction in the sugar mills are suitable for jaggery making. So that is why we look for some quality parameters like higher sucrose content, lower reducing sugars, and ash content with higher purity of juice, which are ideal for jaggery making. When you have higher purity of juice, when you mean higher purity of juice, the amount of lime that is added is very minimal. When you have the pH of the juice, which is nearing to neutral, that is 6.4 to 6.6. Normally, the juice pH, raw juice pH will be 4.8 to 5.6, which is highly acidic, and you have to neutralize the pH when you go in for the preparation of jaggery. And another problem is the drudgery involved in jaggery preparation. That is why we need some, at least semi-automation of the jaggery units to reduce the drudgery of the labors that are involved in the chemical-free jaggery preparation. And volatile prices of jaggery in the market and low profit margin is another issue that is haunting the farmers who are preparing the chemical-free jaggery, because in Mandia, in APMC market, we have an APMC market which exclusively deals with chemical jaggery. And if you keep alongside the chemical jaggery, our chemical-free jaggery, this fetches 5 rupees per kg less than what the chemical jaggery fetches. Because ultimately the preference is for the white bleached color jaggery in the APMC market, and hardly they sell this chemical-free jaggery. This is another problem. That is why whoever farmers who are actually involved in the chemical-free jaggery preparation, they have to find their own market. So that is why we don't have a niche market for this chemical-free jaggery. This is another issue that is haunting the farmers who are actually preparing the chemical-free jaggery. And that is why some of the farmers who are engaged in this chemical-free jaggery or organic jaggery production, they are actually developing their own market network by individually going to the consumers and selling their samples, and subsequently selling their the chemical-free jaggery product. So this is how they have actually developed their own market. But if you produce chemical-free jaggery on a large scale, we don't have a niche market for the marketing of or selling of this chemical-free jaggery. That is why most of the farmers, they are actually depending on the chemical jaggery, which is very easy for marketing and other issues. So that is why they are preparing chemical jaggery instead of going in for chemical-free jaggery. So that is why the another angle, from if you see this problem from another angle, the lack of awareness among the consumers is also another issue which has to be tackled for promotion of this chemical-free jaggery, because the most of the consumers who are elsewhere in the country or elsewhere in the globe, they are not aware of the processing itself, and they would not have seen the processing of jaggery. Thereby, they look only for the color, the white bleached color, which is the most preferred color for jaggery. That is why the consumers are not aware, and you have to create awareness among the consumers that golden yellow color is the color of jaggery and not the white bleached color bleached jaggery, which is having lot of chemicals and which are posing lot of health issues. So color of jaggery is the major issue that is actually which is looked upon by the consumers, and you have to create awareness among the consumers for chemical-free jaggery, wherein the golden yellow color is the color of jaggery and not the bleached white color of the jaggery. So if you see the present market for the chemical-free jaggery or organic jaggery, the production of jaggery, this chemical jaggery is to an extent of 60%, and whatever that goes out of the country, that is around 40% of the jaggery that is produced, that is chemical free jaggery, because only the chemical free or organic jaggery is preferred by the importers elsewhere in the globe, and they have to prepare only chemical free jaggery or organic jaggery if you are interested in exporting the jaggery from our country. So the local market, 60% of the jaggery that is produced is only the chemical jaggery that is consumed, because another issue is the price. Suppose if the chemical jaggery is 30-35 rupees per kilo, the chemical free jaggery is marketed at something like 60-70 rupees, and normally the consumers look for the cheaper price, that is 30 rupees, 35 rupees jaggery, and they normally purchase the jaggery, the chemical jaggery, which is cheaper compared to chemical free jaggery, and then don't look for other considerations. So that is why the local market is for chemical jaggery, and the export oriented or the export market is for the chemical free jaggery or the organic jaggery. So of course, even if the farmers actually produce the chemical free jaggery or the organic jaggery, they are exploited by the middlemen. In the sense, if they go to malls and supermarkets for selling this jaggery, chemical free jaggery or organic jaggery, the profit margin is very low that accrues to the farmer, because the jaggery units, because the supermarkets they actually retain around 50-60% of the profit margin with them, and only they share the remaining 50% with the farmers. So that is how they are actually the chemical free jaggery farmers are exploited by the middlemen, and they don't get the price they are supposed to get. So the international market, of course, there is scope for jaggery. 40% export can be made, and we have a lot of scope and opportunities for exporting the chemical free jaggery or the organic jaggery. And these are the 10 top countries who are importing chemical free or organic jaggery from our country, like Sri Lanka, Nigeria, Nepal, Malaysia, Tanzania, USA, UAE, Indonesia, Kenya, Uganda, and the net worth total worth of 81,535 lakh rupees was the jaggery that was exported from our country during the recent year. And we have a lot of scope for exporting jaggery, unless it is prepared in the proper manner, and if the quality is good, you cannot export the jaggery from our country, and you have to give topmost priority for production of chemical free jaggery or organic jaggery without any chemicals. You have a lot of scope for exporting the jaggery. So this is the export potential of jaggery from our country, and that is why in our jaggery park, another issue is the hygienic conditions. Under most hygienic conditions, you have to prepare jaggery. Otherwise, as it is done in the most of the jaggery units, under most unhygienic condition, jaggery is prepared. And if they visit our units, if it is not clean and if it is not hygienic, they may not entertain the jaggery from such units. So what we have done is we have actually designed all the equipments with food grade SS304 stainless steel. SS304 material is used for fabricating all the equipments, and we are preparing chemical free jaggery since 2011, and we have a lot of demand from our center. And even the farmers in and around our research station, they come here and actually they buy jaggery from our center, because they also know that chemical jaggery is going to pose a lot of health issues, and chemical jaggery is good for their health, and they will not consume the jaggery that they produce from their units. So we are focusing only on chemical free jaggery in our unit. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, sir.